So now, how's everybody out there in the internet?
Yeah, everybody's good. Now that we're live.
Take two. They got the preview already.
Yeah, take two. We had a quick introduction rehearsal before we got going here this evening. So how's everybody doing, Andy? Divers?
Great.
Good times, boys.
Wonderful.
Good times.
Wonderful.
Exciting things going on in the Divers Andy world.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're exciting. The vid is back in full effect, taking over Maryland. Nobody cares about Maryland anyway, but yeah, it's not great.
Well, what we found out in North Carolina that you can't get COVID after 10 o'clock, or you can't get it before 10 o'clock.
I noticed that. Yeah, we're still sticking to midnight. So we've got the midnight curfew now, which is good. What are they doing up in Iowa, Andy?
I don't know. I don't leave my house. See, the best part about COVID is if you, quite frankly, just don't like being around people all the time. Now you have an excuse not to go places. So, I guess I'm not 100% against COVID, but no, I mean, we I think they went into a mandatory mask thing here not too long ago. Yeah, so we're just getting to that. So I've been out there with you guys. Everybody's wearing them, but we just got that around here. But I think we're in that same boat of like, as long as you have food on your table, you can't get COVID. And as long as it's before or after 10 o'clock or before 10 o'clock, I guess it'd be, then COVID doesn't exist. But it is what it is. I mean, we all kind of predicted that the COVID stuff would end when the election ended. And, well, that hasn't ended yet. So I guess we're in for more shit
That's
with
true.
this.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right in the
How
middle
about you, Ray?
Yeah, right.
Just North Carolina, man. Governor Cooper came out the other day, told us we had to be home, shelter in place between 10 and 5 in the morning. So, Rona does some. I guess it's just a night bird.
I just don't get
Molly
that.
wasn't happy about
because we stay up way late all the time anyway. Like she already came in here tonight. She's like, let me get my pillow so I can lay on the couch and go to sleep while y'all do the podcast. So,
Ray's sitting there going, I think they should start that at like 3:30 in the afternoon so I can get more iRacing in before I got to go to bed.
No shit. So, also, the only time you can get it is drinking alcohol because you can't purchase alcohol after 9 p.m. as well.
That's
so, those smart, but you still can't get it in. You still can't get it in Walmart. You still can't get it in, the big retailers. But you go into the mom and pops and stuff, you can. So it's But I'm like,
do you think
guys,
maybe alcohol is the vaccination? I mean, there's three of us that I think do a good job on making sure our bodies are flush and our veins are working and all of that stuff. So like, maybe alcohol is the vaccination, and that's the reason they're not selling it. Because I sure as hell haven't had COVID. I mean, you ask anybody else, you can't travel to a store in your hometown. I've been all over the country this year, and I, knock on wood, I haven't gotten COVID yet, but I also haven't gotten the flu. And I think part of it's just taking care of yourself and, being a responsible human being, something that has left our country when kids stop getting whoopings.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes back to like when you were saying travel. Oh God, if you travel. Yeah. Oh God, if you travel, you get something. It's like, and then you walk into the airport and they got the 6 feet apart as you go through, and they got like every 6 chair or 5 chairs blocked off, and you can only sit. But then they stick you in a damn can right next to some guy that's sweating all over you the whole damn plane ride.
But you've got a mask on.
Yeah, you got a mask on.
What I thought was crazy. So I've started watching. I went through this phase where I didn't watch a lot of college basketball, and I started watching it this year because Tech's team's pretty good, except what they were until they lost to Penn State by 20.
How about those Hawkeyes?
Really good.
We're number 3 in the country. We just stomped on North Carolina. Yeah.
Holy cow. So I find it very interesting if you watch a college football game. You got everybody on the sideline sitting right next to each other on the bench, no mask, all this. You watch the college basketball game because they literally have these guys. It's not a bench anymore.
It's the bleachers.
Yeah, at Tech Stadium, they have them back up in the bleachers.
What good is that? So are they staying 6 feet apart while they're on the?
They're like
they're on the bench
feet apart. It's crazy. I was like, when they call timeout, like guys are stepping over the walls and coming into the timeout. Like, I understand it's optics, right? I get that, but these guys are in a locker room. They come out of a locker room.
Well, it's working real well because NC State just suspended their season because of too much COVID. So
did you guys see this shit in Ohio? So there's a county in Ohio that is allowing all of the high schools to participate in wrestling.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
But the participants cannot shake hands before the wrestling match. They eliminated the handshake before the wrestling match, but then they can wrestle.
Bro, when we wrestled, our favorite move was to stick our finger in the guy's ass to get him to move. So I can't shake his hand.
That wasn't wrestling, Ray.
It was. It was.
That was a date, buddy.
It just carried over to after high school.
That's what we do in North Carolina.
Hey, bro, you ask any good wrestler, he stuck his finger up somebody's asshole at some point during a match.
I'm not asking a wrestler then.
I wasn't much of a wrestler.
No,
clearly that's one of the reasons why.
Hey, here we go. Brock Hudson. When you live in South Dakota, don't need to deal with all that bullshit.
There's a lot of appealing reasons to move up. To the Dakotas. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, we could list a bunch.
Will you guys cut your cell phones off? Good gracious,
not me, brother.
We're trying to do a podcast. Is that you?
For God's sakes.
Come on, man.
Hey.
Is it that hard? Like, all we ask is an hour and a half of you.
He makes it to 3 conference calls on time, and all of a sudden he's going to start checking shit.
He's
75%.
That's the CEO of everything. Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. I am
It's unbelievable.
So
I feel bad not having a should have gone to bed hat on.
Yeah, like it's not like you don't have one.
Yeah, no kidding.
See, Barry knows what the oil check was. That's what we call it, oil check, man. You got a guy down, you can't move. You stick your finger up his ass, he's moving.
I can't subscribe to that type of sport. I'm sorry. I mean, I know. Hey, look, I wouldn't want to mess with. I did once. I messed with a wrestler once, and that was no fun. We were kidding, of course, and I told him I could wrestle, which I could. It's a little bit different when it's not your wife. So
it isn't for Ray.
Hey, y'all gotta forget. Always get your ass, man. You got
no kidding. He put me in this move. I don't know what it was, but like I couldn't breathe, and I think my toe was touching the back of my head, and I ended up with a freaking skin issue because of it. It was in the lobby of a hotel.
That was a should have gone to bed moment, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that was at 1 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
And there were dollar bills.
Start those stories.
It was a $20 bill involved. I was like, yeah, I got it. Whatever. I'm kind of a big guy. I can get them. No, not even close.
Yeah, they're quick.
So our wrestling coach, we had we're going into a match, and we were a fairly new team. We didn't have wrestling all through middle school or anything, but we were a bunch of country redneck cornbread guys, right? We just were yeah. Well, yeah, like
he put that shit past him.
Yeah. So we're sitting in there, and one of the guys, like one of the wrestlers, heavyweights, he's like, look, he said, when you go in for weigh-ins, he said, I want you to strip butt ass naked, walk through there like you got a 12-inch cock, stand on the scales and weigh. He's like, Coach, I'm like 5 pounds underweight. He's like, do you know what the intimidation factor of a teenage guy is to see another naked dude? He's like, that guy won't want to get near you on the mat. You got it.
My favorite part of that story right there off the bat was I happened to look down at my phone and it says Jen Divers is watching as he goes in to talk about this whole getting ready for the wrestling match.
Jen said, I'm
there you go.
You're going to make me blush.
The oil check? Which one? The oil check? Or?
The oil check or the walking around pretending you have a 12-inch cock?
I'm blushing. Woo.
See, Divers got wrestling and wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling is what they do on WWE, right? So I can see Divers walking in his feathered robe talking about, woo! Kevin,
and he's got them sunglasses on. It's 100%. He's got some big thing going on.
Kevin's got a good point. Never fuck with a wrestler or a stripper's boyfriend.
Yeah.
From experience.
Yeah.
From experience.
Yeah, you can't be a little dude if you're dating a stripper. That ain't going to work out for you. You got to be able to beat some ass. That's all it comes down to. Oh man.
But yeah, no, I did see something too that they were talking about some basketball in some other areas. That
some what?
Basketball. Basketball.
We're going to change the topic of this podcast.
It's just how
divers correcting people how they speak.
I just don't understand why you said basketball.
Basketball.
All right, go ahead. It's fine. It's cool.
Basketball.
All right, continue.
Anyway, they can't they're not letting students go to in-person learning, but they're allowing basketball tryouts and, winter sports tryouts. It's like, how do you get one or the other?
Rhyme or reason.
No, not at all.
I mean, it comes to the same thing. I mean, like, which one of you guys is taking the vaccine first?
So Molly and I had that discussion today because they've offered that to her.
Oh, really? That makes sense.
Yeah. For those that don't know, my wife's in healthcare, and I told her, I was like, so what's your, she's like, well, she's talked to several doctors she works with, and they said that the studies they've read and everything, it seems legit. It seems like, it's going to be fine. She said one of the doctors she works with actually had some friends that actually took it in the trial. Physicians took it in the trial to prove that it was effective or that it, was safe.
Which was 60 days ago?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't.
And that's
know.
my biggest thing. Listen, it's like, isn't this COVID strand that we've been talking about for a year? It's similar to influenza A. Influenza has been around for, ever, and we haven't found a way to cure that, but we're going to cure this in under a year. There's just something, this whole thing, there's something that bugs me on it. I don't know.
I'm with you on some of my conspiracy theory mind is like, okay, like what's really going on here? But at the same time, I mean, these are people that Molly trusts and she works with daily that are telling her this. So that has eased my mind somewhat on it. It's not somebody in Washington or Raleigh telling me, oh, yeah, come here, bud. Let me shove this up your ass and see if it fixes the COVID.
Oh, you've got to take it anally?
Yes. You do.
Yeah, I'm not taking it anyway. I would take
back.
it if they mix that shit with Crown. I wouldn't take it. I'll tell you
Ray's
that.
going back to his wrestling days.
Yeah.
Right, speaking of wrestling, my boy Boo, he said wrestling ain't shit. You ever seen cornbread motherfuckers beat who can catch a greased hog?
Bet.
Who can catch a greased hog? That's scary.
We need a podcast where we let Amanda's chickens out and try to catch them sons of bitches. That'd be a good time.
Buckingham Palace. That could be the next. That could be our first guest.
Do you reckon Amanda would let us play with her cock?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her.
Ray's letting it fly tonight.
Yeah,
boys, I'm gonna be MIA for a couple weeks. We'll get to that later, but I gotta get them all in tonight.
Ray's just gonna let it fly tonight, 100%. So anybody tuning in, you'll find out at the end of the show why Ray just don't give a fuck anymore. So where it's gonna be.
Can you put that MA for mature audiences down at the bottom there?
Yeah, we're probably going to have to clean this up eventually. But right now, it's more fun to do this than to try to actually have a podcast.
We don't have any sponsors we have to worry about right now.
Yeah, we'll just edit out the
Blue said chickens are the spawn of Satan.
I don't much care for them.
I don't want to own any. It's no good. But so seriously on the COVID thing. So my father-in-law used to work for Pfizer. And worked for him for a long, long time. And I didn't have this conversation. Jen did, kind of about the same thing. And he basically said that the money that was typically vaccines are about money, and they're about the amount of money that's been dumped into it. And I'll be honest, I don't know much about Operation Warp Speed. I haven't looked at it, but I think that his impression is that that's had a lot to play into it. It's just the amount of money that they've had to dump into it. As opposed to the time. So I'm not condoning one way or the other. Everybody's got their own thoughts on it. Everybody's got their own, beliefs. But, I think from that standpoint where everybody would think it's a bit fishy, I think that there's some decent arguments against that. And so I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff that we need to cure in this country for a long, long time. How the hell are we doing this in a year?
No,
and let's put this disclaimer out. We have in no way, shape, form, or function try to say we are experts in any of this shit.
Bullshit. I read Google.
You read Google. But here's my thing.
It is. We have our own opinions, not our own facts. Like Mike Pence said, you're entitled to your own opinion, but not your own facts. I mean, that's the truth. And we can have opinions on it. I think it's a good thing in our country. Yeah. It's the only thing that people can talk about right now.
Yeah, and here's the thing, here's my whole piece of this, and I think we all agree on it. If you want to take the vaccine, go ahead, great, take it. If you don't want to, go ahead, don't. that's on you. Why, we're already seeing this shit. Well, I'll take your vaccine if you don't want it, you dumbass. You know what I mean? Just being derogatory. I mean, it's like, it's what happened to my body, my decisions, or my choice, whatever the hell that shit is. But I mean, it's just like people that wear masks.
Apparently, when you wrestle in North Carolina, my body, my decisions goes out the door.
You made a decision to get on the mat, big boy.
No, but I saw a thing on it. I don't know where the hell I saw it. I don't know if it's a meme or what, but there was a thing that. Yeah, exactly right. Get your herpes in less than a year. Yeah, so
Blue says it's way too fast. They can't even cure herpes. What makes them able to cure this in less than a year?
But I did see a thing on there that basically said if they require vaccinations, if they get to the point where you need a vaccination to get on a plane or be in a government building, and somebody had a post up that said, "I'll absolutely take the vaccine. Just go ahead and mail it to me. And I'll self-vaccinate and mail it back to you or let you know the results, just like y'all did for us on the election, right? Like you can just mail that shit to me and I'll take care of it. You got nothing to worry about." I'm like, that's a solid point with all of this. Yeah. I mean, there's no way they would trust Americans to take that, but everything else is covered. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I've got a lot of fans or friends. I don't have any fans. I've got
I was getting ready to say.
Fans. That's a blur between friends and family.
Friends.
So, yeah, I don't have any fans. I don't have any
tremendous fans.
Yeah.
People say,
but I think the big thing behind it is there's a lot of people that are going to want to take the vaccination. There's a lot of people that are terrified of it. And I think there's a lot of people that have reason to be concerned with it. But like I've said all along, if you're scared to go outside because of this illness and you need the government to control that, you've got bigger issues and you probably aren't going outside or doing anything anyway, because it's just not realistic. The numbers are still fractions. They're fractions. That's the key.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like they keep talking about the deaths. So Nash County, the county I live in, it supposedly has the highest death rate in the state of North Carolina, right? That's what a local news station reported last night. But if you look on the North Carolina Public Health, that's not true. The numbers don't equal up, but we're still looking at something that has a 99.8% survivability rate, right? I mean, used to, like last year, it was like, well, it's had so many deaths, influenza deaths this year. I have not heard anybody report any influenza death numbers because guess what? Everything is getting reported as corona deaths.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and whether it's, again, my wife's in healthcare. I know what happens in these places. I mean, they get more money if somebody dies from coronavirus than they do if it's a flu. I mean, it's about money, which is bullcrap. And it boils down to this. My wife takes the flu shot every year. She works in healthcare. She decided it's not mandatory for her to take it, but she decides to take it every year. I've never took it. No, I'm sorry. I took it one time, and I'm going to be like everybody else that says they taken it one time and got sick that year.
Oh, yeah, I was sick as hell that year.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't even know why I took it then. I couldn't even tell you, but I don't take the flu virus.
Because it was a test vaccine. You thought maybe it'd work. That's being a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Tried that shit, didn't work.
So I'm not planning on taking the coronavirus vaccine. It just makes no sense to me. I mean, here Blue's got a good point too. Is what if they deny it? What if you deny it based on religious beliefs? Will they disregard that?
Only if you're a minority.
So I have no clue. What they. I see all these people. How a lot of this shit comes. I mean, everybody becomes a Constitution scholar and all this. Like when Roy Williams was talking about Roy Cooper was talking about the mask mandate and the curfew or the shelter in place. Everybody's over there. Constitutionally, he can't do that. Well, who's going to fight it? Number one. Number two, it just boils down to what Barry just posted. Really, fear mongering.
Yeah,
that's really what it boils down to. I mean, it's all about the fear. Yeah.
They proved in 90 days that they can control Americans with the snap of a finger. I mean, that's what this really comes down to. And I can sit here and say that, and I'm also being controlled by it because has it affected what I do, how much I travel, all of that stuff? It absolutely has.
But has it affected that by choice, your choice, or because they didn't have races and we couldn't go, right?
Yeah, it wasn't by my choice. It was by them controlling it. And I think that's a lot of this was control of that. And I think, I don't know what it's setting up for. I've just always been a believer whether it's in business, whether it's in meetings, whether it's in government, anything, when somebody's putting a huge distraction in front of you and that's what you're paying attention to, you should be looking in the background because there's some shit going on. And
I posted that on Facebook the other day. I was like, how do you make an illusion work? You get them looking at this hand while this one's doing all the tricks, you know?
You mean magic isn't real?
Well, depends on what magic you're talking about.
Have you seen David Blaine?
The magic between you and Jen, that's real.
That's real.
That's real. That's real. Yeah. Jen putting up with you, that's real. That's real magic.
That's magic.
That's absolute magic right there.
Yeah, she's on the same sainthood level as Amanda is.
Oh, she definitely is.
Yeah. We're kind of one and the same, Divers. I mean, it's sad to say, but
I know. I feel like I should apologize on Sundays every single week. Hey, honey,
I usually wake up apologizing because I know by 9 a.m. I'm gonna have screwed some shit up.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Hey, by noon today, you're probably gonna be pissed. Just remember that I already apologized for it, so we're good.
I think the best was today. We were on that call, and you were telling Amanda something that was involved in that call, and you were like, "Look at this," and she just got her head in her hand.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's always excited about business ventures. There's no doubt. That's one thing I'll say. I mean, we were just talking about Christmas presents and stuff like that too, and Amanda controls like all the money in our family and my accounts and all the business accounts, and I'm like, I'm happy to buy you something for Christmas, but I won't go to the store because they require me to wear a mask. And you don't like it when I make a deal out of it. So I can't do that. Amazon, I think she has our only account now because she does all the ordering. So, I mean, really, I only buy stuff, once a year and it's Christmas and I'm buying stuff for her. So it's kind of like, how am I going to do it this year?
You only buy stuff once a year.
Well, me, like I usually only go buy stuff once a year.
Well, he gets other people to get stuff for him.
Well, what was that whole thing where you got like 6 boots and 4 boxers and all that? What about that? Is that like an
I'll find it online and send it to her. She orders that stuff most of the time.
So she ordered all that stuff and you just pawned it off like you did it?
Well, if you find it, why don't you just damn order it?
I don't have access to all the account stuff. Why is that wrong?
It's not wrong.
No, I don't know. Amanda likes to shop. She likes to buy things. I like to buy bigger things or do business things and stuff like that. So it works out perfectly.
Is she watching?
Amanda, you're out there. Just join in the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why
is that wrong?
A little bit
I'm going to start sending
Didn't say it was wrong.
Like all of the Amazon stuff, like grocery or like paper towels, all that stuff, she takes care of all that. I mean, she does the Walmart order.
I'm going to start sending her emails.
I'm going to start sending her emails.
Hey, order this.
Amanda, order this and see if it just passes through.
Give her the card information. I'll tell you right now, Amanda's perfectly fine with it. If
your
she
card information.
Hell no, not with my card information.
You don't even know your card information, so you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Valid. She tells me we have a weekly meeting on it, so I go through all of it. I get to see everything on there.
Andy at the weekly meeting.
Yeah.
So, Andy, last week you wanted to order 4 pairs of boots. We add that to your existing boots.
No, ask her.
17 pairs of boots. Why do you need 17 pairs of boots?
Because there's 17 days in a month. I don't know. I'm wearing new ones today. They're badass.
I knew this was coming. Oh, you can't.
I can't even get them off.
You can't take them off.
They're brand new boots. They're a break-in day, man. If I get this off, I'll never get it back out. This is really interesting for the people listening to a podcast. But look at that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So what he's showing is 4 aces on the top of leather boots, and then on the bottom it says all.
In.
All. The other one says in.
In. Yeah.
All in with poker chips on it. But
yeah,
those are my tin halls.
I get it.
Everybody makes fun of those. I love them.
I know you have some snazzy boots now. I will say you have snazzy boots.
Now I would never get my foot back into this boot. My fat ass got it all swollen up. Oh boy.
You're gonna have to walk home one bootless.
Oh, I got her back on. Woo. That's when you realize you got to do some stuff when you work up a sweat putting your boots on in the morning. I think that's God's way of telling you your fat ass needs to get out of bed and do something,
Well, I saw you like walking on a clothes rack the other day. I didn't quite understand what you were doing.
Exactly right. Hell no, I've been walking and running every day.
I'm going on.
What is that?
I'm not sure. He's going to be talking about my boots. Maybe he's talking about the fact that we're talking about exercise at this point. I don't know.
I'm going on the.
He wants to go back to the greased hogs, I think.
I'm going on the Weight Watchers in January.
Dude,
I'm doing
Why don't you just fast with us?
Yeah, do the
I don't
fast.
want to
Do the fasting with us.
I like to eat.
I'm telling
So
you,
do
if you
I.
if you
I
do the
love it.
intermediate fasting, like it's like it's a pain in the ass for like a week. Like
No,
you get
dude.
hangry, you get hangry
all
a couple
mental.
days, and
All
then it's
mental.
like you don't even think about eating.
No. I mean, I haven't been as aggressive as I usually am, but I've done pretty well with it. I mean, since in 2 weeks, I get up and I walk 20 minutes in the morning, or I walk 20 minutes in the evening, walk, jog, whatever. Now it's kind of a jog, but it was walk, but I've been doing it 2 weeks. I'm down 11 pounds. So,
dude, so the last time I did something like intense as far as a diet, Jen and I went on this juice cleanse, right? We were back in Denver. This was like 2012.
Wow.
We're back in Denver, and in Denver they had these places, and I think they have them more on the East Coast now, but it's called Witch Witch. You ever heard of a Witch Witch?
Yeah, sandwich place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love Witch Witch. So
They're
anyway,
great.
so I'm on like day 3 of this thing. I am having the worst week. I am angry as I can be because I've got this bottle with the little Ziz wheel in there that you shake up.
The shaker cup.
Oh, and I'm not full at all. So I stopped. I'm like, you know what? I'll stop at Witch Witch and I'll get a 6-inch wheat ham and cheese sandwich with no condiments, nothing. So I eat this thing, and it was like a Ruth's Chris steak at that point. And then I got a 12-inch Philly cheesesteak right after I got done with that. I came home. I was like, I'm done. I can't do it. I just can't.
See, but that's why I love fasting.
Yep.
Is because I have absolutely zero self-control. You guys have drank with me before. And so once I start to eat, I just want to eat. So like Weight Watchers, when I can have listen, if I got to sit down and count out 16 freaking crackers, that shit ain't worth it. Like, no. I'm not going to eat 16 animal crackers. I'm not going to. They put it in a bag for a reason. When you reopen it, you don't need to reopen it. You just eat it.
Eat it.
So that's what's nice with fasting is you go without eating for a period of time, and then you can eat anything you want in your window.
My body, my choice. Okay. Right.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way as Andy. Like I can't do this Atkins or the paleo or the keto or none of that crap. Number one, it's too damn difficult to try to figure out what I can and can't eat. Like Molly does keto a lot. She'll go periods, she'll do some keto, and then she will. And like number one, I think we talked about last week. I'm not eating cauliflower. That shit ain't happening. You know, I mean, and now like a lot of times when I am fasting, I try to watch because I have this mentality too. Like if I'm going to do the fasting portion and I'm going to take that time to try to lose weight, I'm not going to eat a whole large fucking pizza in a 4-hour window, right? So I do watch my bread. Well, not saying that I can't and that I don't want to. I'm just saying
so
that
when you're fasting, you don't.
No, like I'll eat pizza, but I do try to watch what I eat.
See, when I'm on a fast,
any of that this week at all because of what I got coming up and that what I'm gonna have to do afterwards. So, but when I do
a fast or something like that, when I come off of 40 hours or something like that, I mean, shit, I'll eat whatever we're having for dinner, then I'll eat a half a bag of chips, and then I'll eat like 3 Snickers candy bars and all that shit. Just whatever I want, anything I can get, I eat, and then I go right back into my next fast.
See, I'll do a lot of times I'll do either 18 or 24. And Molly said that she's loving life right now.
Yeah.
He's about to really lose weight. I'm not getting a lap band either, by the way, just to let you know. I'm getting some bands, but it ain't a lap. So what I'll typically do is I'll fast and then I'll eat dinner and we'll just eat whatever we cook, right? I mean, it might be spaghetti, it might be, steak, it might whatever. And I eat my normal meal and then I'll go right back off and I'll just drink some water the rest of the night. So I don't feel like I have to eat like a bunch during that time. I eat till I'm full and then I go on.
Yeah.
Because and different people do it different ways. I feel like what's the point of me taking and fasting for 18 hours if I'm going to stuff myself to, oblivion afterwards?
Ask Andy.
It's worked for me.
I mean, exactly. It's working.
Look at our cover photo back at the wedding. Boy, I was skinny when we were at the
wedding.
Yeah,
you were. And I was looking at that earlier today, too. I was like, damn, I thought I had lost weight before that, but I was still a fat ass.
That's where I'm going. I'm going back down to that weight. But no, I mean, like my brother is huge into this, and I started doing it just out of fluke. I mean, that's where we kind of got into it. But my brother is huge into the science behind all this stuff and things like that. But What you laughing at? Divers yawning?
No, Blue said.
Oh, jeez.
Blue said you should eat cougar low in fat, add extra protein afterwards.
Oh, Blue.
We got to get Blue on. That just got quiet.
I don't know what to say.
I don't even know what to say.
Like Molly and I have had this same conversation because she's like, she just doesn't feel like she can do the fasting because she gets hungry, working and on her feet a lot and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Why are you saying like you're on your feet?
I am on my feet a lot.
Standing in line at the ABC store.
Yeah, exactly right. He's got to walk to his car to drive.
I told you that in confidence.
Driver's like, I'm exercising today, boy. I walked from my office to the front door to my car, and then I drove to Chick-fil-A.
I won't even
back, walked into my house.
There's a Starbucks less than a tenth of a mile down the street, and I get in the car because I'm not walking in the cold, number one. Number two, I'm not getting on a scooter.
Do you have a scooter?
Probably. He's drinking Starbucks.
Well, they got the little scooters. You have the little scooters in Rocky Mountain downtown. I know they don't have them in Iowa.
No, they don't have them in Rocky Mountain downtown. They wouldn't last 5 minutes.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Them bitches be stripped like they're damn going to the junkyard.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I know what a scooter is. We call
what are they called? Birds? What are they called?
Yeah, birds. Like birds. A bird. So
it's a real scooter. Like you walk up to the scooter. There's an app. You get on the scooter. You hit your app that you want to use this scooter, and you rent it for however long you got it. They actually, they're pretty fun because they're
a lot of fun until you lay it down.
Yeah, no doubt.
No fun.
We were in Wisconsin at the Mama Tribe Bike Show and the Flat Out Friday motorcycle show.
Mama Tribe Bike Show.
Mama Tribe Bike Show.
That's a hell of a good name for a bike show.
It's a hell of a good time, buddy. We need to get up there one time. Y'all, that's what y'all boys need to do. Y'all boys need to come with me to some of these campouts.
We should change the podcast to the Mama Tribe podcast.
Too bad. They've already got it, buddy.
I bet.
But
there's a podcast for everything anymore. Even we're doing one.
So we were up there. We were up there for the flat track race, the Harley Davidson flat track race, and we were there with a bunch of guys we took bikes with. Took a bike up, and then some other guys from around. And hell, the guys that were racing flat tracks were getting them bastards and running them around the damn bar. I mean, it was a good time. I need to find a video of the guy jumping a mini bike off the bar. That's pretty good stuff. So
that's something else.
Blue said that they banned them in downtown Nashville because people were bar hopping and getting smacked by cars constantly.
I believe it.
I would have been one of them.
There's a lot of cities that have outlawed them because they couldn't figure out how to tax them. Really, what it boiled down to.
Well, they're not. They get their ROI on them pretty quickly. So I understand from what because you'd see people, especially like older people, just go kick down a line of them. These kids with these bikes. But the ROI is pretty. I mean, you can go to Walmart right now or Target and get one for about $100.
Yeah,
which I've asked Jen for Christmas. I don't know if she's going to get it for me, but I want one. Ride around the neighborhood.
What?
Do they allow those in your gated community?
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
He needs it to ride from his house to his fucking pool.
Mailbox.
Hey,
and
I don't know.
To ride from the pool
Jen, if you're still listening, do not get divers. Do not get divers the scooter because it's just going to make him even lazier and it's not going to help his Weight Watchers.
Jen, I forgot the pass to get back in the gate.
Yeah, exactly right.
Jim, buzz me in. I don't know who he is.
I don't know. I don't know what happened this Tuesday at the HOA board meeting via Zoom, but I tell you what, some shit went down according to Facebook. So I don't know. I haven't researched it, but it was a bad deal.
Again, I don't live in a gated community. Garbage cans out.
So here's the funny thing, after we had that discussion Friday, Kenzie and I were leaving to go. I had to go to Greenville to have my COVID test done, and Mackenzie drives me everywhere now. I've got my personal chauffeur since she got her permit, so she drives me everywhere I go. And we're backing out, and there's a white piece of paper laying in my yard, and I'm like, "What the hell is that?" So she jumps out and goes gets it, and so at some point in the history of my neighborhood, there was an HOA. Now, don't know why, couldn't tell you. but they still try to keep it going, and it's supposedly recommended like $20 a year dues, and it goes to pay for the yearly. Yeah, it goes to pay for the yearly. The yearly.
It goes to somebody's bar tab. Is what it goes to.
It's supposed to go to the yearly neighborhood yard sale ad, and they have a meeting every month. And they usually like order pizza or something like that at meeting. I've never been to one. Don't plan on going to one, but I told Kenzie, I said, save it. I'll show it to Divers and tell them I got an HOA too.
Hell yeah.
Whatever, man.
Yeah. I went and stole.
So it's not a gated community. You just have to come through a gate to get there.
I went and stole one of the road hazard block signs with the red, and I've got it in front of our cul-de-sac area. And so people have to get out and move it.
Call Ray.
So it's gated, yeah.
Keep the riffraff out.
Yeah.
A lot of people see that sign, just turn around and leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like, what the hell's going on back there?
These guys mean business.
Yeah. What the hell's going on back there? Somebody got shot again? No, we live in a safe neighborhood. I can't say nobody's gotten shot. About a year ago, somebody did get shot in here, but it's okay. It was drug related.
By probably one of those criminals with a registered gun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. We were when we lived in Shreveport. We had in the front of our neighborhood. About 5:00, there was a guy that owned a restaurant, and I guess he had gotten in some money trouble. Nobody knew it at the time, but he had one of those little ADT videos in his kitchen, and these people came in and robbed him, and they had freaking ARs. I mean, it looked like the SWAT team, but these guys were in there trying to rob him of some money, and I don't remember what happened, but it scared everybody to death. Vivint, you've heard of Vivint, right? All of a sudden, they show up knocking on doors. They must have made a killing. I got ADT after that. I think the whole neighborhood ended up with I think it was a scam. Now that I'm smarter and older, I think it was just a scam. I think Vivint set the whole thing up just so they could sell some security systems because it was crazy. And they had it all over the news, plastered all over the news. And then like next day, Vivint shows up. How do you feel secure in your home?
I mean, that's the thing about it. It's our business like that. I mean, it's genius of those. It's the same thing. Like we get a hailstorm that comes through here, and like the next day, there's 30 different mobile hail removal people. You're like, what the shit? Like
those guys make a killing too, man. Dude, I used to run body shops for a living, so like we'd have those hail incidents come through, and we'd have to. I worked for a dealership at one point, and we would get. We'd write estimates, or the insurance company would come out and write estimates to repair and paint everything. I'd call a dent guy out, make a damn killing, not only for him but for me too. Yeah. I mean, those guys, and if the good ones that know what they're doing do.
Yeah, and it's all insurance money, so you can pretty much claim whatever you want to claim. Everybody's going up in their price, so it's it's good money.
Yeah, it's always interesting. So I used to work for Progressive Insurance as well as an adjuster. And it was always interesting that I'd get sent out to these catastrophe losses. Like I went down through Alabama when hurricanes come through there one time. I get called out to this guy's house, and I walk back there, and it's this old red Lumina. Like this was probably 2003, 4 somewhere in there, and this is like a 92 Lumina that I could tell like the tires were flat. It hadn't been moved in I don't know how many years. Like for some reason, this guy still had a comp collision claim policy on it. I walked to the car. The only thing that's damaged on this car is the roof, and it's caved in like this, right? And there's a pine tree limb about this big laying beside the car. And I look at the top of the car, and I'm like, why are there footprints on the top of the car? Yeah. Oh, dude, I looked at the
jumped
guy.
On that bitch.
Yeah, like I looked at the guy. I said, so exactly what happened? He said, see that tree limb right there? I said, yeah. He said, it caused it. And I looked at him. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah. So I go back to my car, and I call the guy. And look, during catastrophe claims, they don't care. The manager told me, the manager of that state, I was like, hey, man, this thing is no way related. He's like, make him lie to you again, write the check. I'm like, okay, thank you. This is why my insurance premium
exactly right.
The damn roof, Mm-hmm. But I could tell you story after story about bull crap like that I've handled. It's just amazing.
Did I tell you the story about the guy when our power went out and the guy got in our garage, our neighbor from Shreveport? Have I talked about that?
No.
So we're in. It reminds me. So we used to go over to our neighbors down in Shreveport. I mean, everybody just down the south. I mean, and maybe it's like that everywhere. I don't know, but I'm not into neighbors anymore because of living in Shreveport. One of them ended up like foreclosing on the house. One of them ended up divorced. So I don't do neighbors because of that. But anyway, we're over there like drinking and all that, and the power goes out. And so Jen and I had, at this point, we didn't have kids, so it's just us. And we go back home and we realize, man, we can't get in the house. Well, our neighbor, who's from West Monroe, Louisiana, he goes, "Oh, man, I can get you in." I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I used to work for," it was like ADT or something. He's like, "Yeah, just give me 1 second." So this son of a bitch comes over with a 2x4 and a coat hanger. He pries this 2x4 up in the top of the garage to form a gap, takes the coat hanger and grabs that little red thing that
pulls it down to release the door. It's an emergency release.
Releases the door. We got in a minute and a half. He's like, "I used to sell ADT doing this kind of stuff right here. Used to tell people how easy it is to break into your house."
They teach them how to do that shit.
I know. Like, shit. We get a security system. This is crazy.
And not an ADT one.
Like, do that again.
It's amazing. It's the same at the farmhouse. The landowner down at my farmhouse was over and went into the house and did something. And we have a keypad lock, so we don't have to mess with keys when I have other people stopping in or whatever. And he sent me a text, was like, "Man, when are you going to be down to the farm? I got to get somebody out to the house." I'm like, "Why? What happened?" He said, "When I left, I turned the lock on the main door, pulled it closed. And when I hit the button to lock it, he's like, oh, shit. He realized he locked it." So, I had Mikey going down with me the next week, and I'm like, "Oh, we'll take care of it." I'm like, "Mike, you pick a lock to a house or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, we'll get in." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, well, we'll see what this is." I mean, he had some little freaking, I don't even know what the hell he had. I don't get how that all works, but we went down there to get in. It's an older farmhouse, so the doors are different then than they are now. But in a matter of 3-4 minutes, he picked the back lock to the house, and we were in there. And I'm like, holy shit, like that's a little bit scary, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's what Mike said. He's like, that's why if you don't have a deadbolt, you're crazy right now, with anything, because it's easy. I literally got to see how easy it is to get in when a deadbolt's not locked. I'm like,
my dad used to say, locks are only good for honest people.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit, if somebody wants to get in, they're going to get in. Yep. I honestly, like, I could probably tell you right now that every lock in every door in my house is unlocked, and it stays that way.
And so we leave.
What's your
a lot of
Ray?
will be. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Y'all,
I'm gonna tell you right now. Y'all heard the commotion that goes through my house. Could you imagine a stranger walking in and?
I'd be scared of that.
Fucking dogs, just 20 dogs.
Was that a zebra?
Did we just have a zebra run through this time of bitch?
Oh God, it's a parakeet.
It's a crazy ass redneck over this way.
Dude, and I hate it every damn time we order food or anything. I don't know what it is. I think my dog, I've got some of the smartest dogs in the world. Because if I order pizza or delivery food,
is one of them the one laid back there on the bed?
Yeah, that's Ellie right there. That's Ellie. That's my dog right there. Where I go, she goes. But if I order pizza, people can come down my road all day, every day. They never make a sound. But as soon as the delivery man that's bringing pizza to me turns, it's just like the hellhounds are turned loose, and they're trying to tear some shit up to get outside. I go out the front porch and stand because I know they ain't coming up the damn porch. I've had them sit in the cars I don't feel comfortable getting out. I was like, they're in the damn house or in the backyard. What the fuck? Oh, no, can you come here? Yeah, whatever. But
legend has it that the chickens in Buckingham Palace react fairly similar to.
Speaking of, yeah, I mean that was on perfect cue there, Divers, and you couldn't even see that. That was some magnificent. Awesome. Amanda posts, "Our rooster truck is the better guard dog than our dog."
It is true. I mean, Niala basically knows what time.
That's great.
Niala knows roughly what time the postman shows up, what time UPS shows up, and so about that time, she'll get up and start throwing around. When they pull in, she barks like, like she's protecting us from the world.
Oh, yeah.
We can have 30 different people in and out of the office all day, and she never gets her ass off the couch because she's not going to get a treat. What's the concern with it, But yeah, we've got a stupid ass rooster who anybody so much as opens a door and he starts just going freaking crazy out there. I'm like, what? Just stop.
Hey, bro.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I love it. Like if I let my dog, that's
Hudson.
Hudson's here checking in.
Love you. Yeah, just say hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Hey,
Hudson.
How you doing, bud?
He's got the family jams.
Oh,
got the
yeah.
family jams on? Yeah.
Looking
It's
good.
only like 16 days to Christmas, buddy.
Oh my goodness,
Only
it is
16
16 days.
16 days till Christmas.
And you know how I know? Because they're,
16.
yep, only 16. You know how I know? Because I got a countdown in the kitchen every day.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
I get him.
He has an elf too.
Yeah.
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 He has an elf.
It was up on my chandelier watching, like, what? Well, it's not my elf, it's my daughter's elf. No.
You can't touch him, right?
No.
What?
Yeah. If you touch him, he doesn't come back or something. He loses his magic, I think is what they told me.
He loses his mind.
We had 2 of our elves get COVID this year.
What the hell did they get COVID?
Well, that's what the letter from Santa said. Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck.
my God.
Huh.
I think my
Again,
favorite. I think my favorite part about the elves is when people start posting like you got an elf on the shelf, I got a whore in a drawer.
Exactly
stuff
right.
like that. The elves, man, they can cause parents some headache. They can cause the parents some headache.
Dude, this thing last last night I was like, yeah, I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Went to sleep, woke up this morning, I was like,
If you have any children listening to the podcast, number
Yeah,
one, you're a shitty parent because they shouldn't be listening to this podcast.
I
And,
agree.
and number two, take them away quickly because we're getting ready to ruin the fucking elf.
Yeah, exactly right. Because we're about to wreck Christmas, y'all. Yeah, so Amanda, if Delaney's watching, her bye-bye. But yeah, I mean, that's Amanda's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, what's going on? What's the problem? I've searched through the entire house and the elves are gone. Like the elves aren't gone, and she's like, I've searched everywhere. And I'm like, well,
They're at the North Pole.
I'm going to check. And so I'm like, I'll find the damn elves. So I opened like 2 cupboards and then I walked downstairs and saw how many freaking tubs and boxes we have of Christmas shit. And I was like, fucking elves are gone. I couldn't find them. If you spent 3 hours and couldn't find them, the 3 minutes I put in didn't find them either. We're good. Like, call it. So
real quick, where I said if you're a shitty parent, if your kids are listening,
yeah.
Molly says ours are something.
Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it turns out that apparently the 2 elves that we had got quarantined and are going to be unable to participate this year. But Santa was fine and kind enough to send 2 new elves. So now we have Petunia and the little one, another elf. So we have 2 new elves.
Ours is Sparkle.
You can't just have one.
We've only got one.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but we have elves on the shelves.
And it's called Sparkle Lily.
Upstairs.
Sparkle's her name.
Sparkle Lily.
Upstairs.
Sparkle Lily. See, we have Petunia and I don't know what the other one's name.
Ours is Jangles.
Jangles.
See, we had Buddy and I don't know. Buddy and his buddy are on quarantine now, though. So, but I got a feeling next year maybe we'll have 4 elves, which makes it. There you go, Biscuit.
Petunia and Biscuit.
Yeah. So there's a good possibility next year we have 4 elves. So we're gonna have some like serious ass elf parties going on at our house. I'm like, my God, if I was a kid and had 4 elves watching me, I'd never got a fucking Christmas present. I could sneak one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. My elf freaked me out yesterday. Was it yesterday that it was above my head? Watch, I'm working from home, so I don't have an office. I've got 3 daughters, and they each have their own room, so I don't have room for an office. And so I'm sitting at my kitchen table working, and I don't know what I was doing, but I looked up, and it's like laying down on the chandelier, looking directly down on me. It was a little creepy. I'll be totally honest with you. A little creepy.
He was looking at ours had a horse up on a light the other day, and I don't know why he was on a horse, but
yeah, shit happens.
I don't know
shit happens when you go to bed. Yeah.
It's exactly
I'm waiting for the horror movies to come out. You know, like instead of Chucky, it's going to be like The Nightmare Before Christmas with the Elvis.
There's going to be parents that write that movie and then accidentally have it on for like 15 minutes, and their kids will be like, "Is there any way we can get that elf out? Like, I want to touch that son of a bitch, see if it'll just explode and disappear from here." You know, like, okay, well, I didn't know our elf was crazy, but it is what it is.
Now, when does your elf usually show up? Like, does it show up like the day of Thanksgiving or the day after? Because that's when ours usually gets here.
I think typically ours shows up on December 1st, but with the quarantine, I think it was around the 6th.
This is the first time we've.
Hey, I've just found out why your two elves didn't make it. Amanda touched them and took their magic away.
Huh.
So that's why your elves didn't come back.
Yeah. Meaning to say was pitch in, Andy.
I do my one or two. I will say, honestly, the pictures that people take, I'm trying to keep this shit PG as I can, or what's below PG? G. I'm trying to keep it as G as I can here for about 5 minutes. Finding like,
it's my dog.
If you just do a search for where people take pictures of their elves on the internet, it's an absolute riot to see what some of these elves do.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this message means, Divers, but it's directed to you. Just curious, Divers, did you submit the parent resume puck anywhere this past week?
You're going to have to be more specific.
Kevin, are you drinking?
Are you drinking, Kevin?
Yeah.
Are you
Kevin
drinking?
may have to be on the podcast, too. It'd be easier to understand what he's trying to say.
I need a few more details.
That's why they say, pardon my French. There must be a bunch of customers in that son of a bitch.
There's a lot of commas and.
Well, I am impressed on resume. He does have the little, what are they called? I don't know what they're called.
Emojis?
I don't know, but I learned.
No, the little things.
Oh, I know. I called them commas, but they're the,
they use it in a lot of Spanish words.
And French.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing.
What's I learned a new one. Is it called a tilde? Do y'all know what a tilde is?
No. They're like a long time?
No. So, on your keyboard, I think it's a tilde. If Molnix was watching.
Oh, that's like the squiggly thing.
Yeah, the little squiggly, looks like waves.
Yeah.
So when I was trying to get a password to him, and I was like, and the next one is that little wave looking thing, and he's like, a tilde? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. It looks like a little wave.
Have you ever heard of
on the way left top corner? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's a tilde. I think it's called a tilde.
Have you ever? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said yeah, not because I knew it was a tilde, just because I knew what you were talking about. I didn't know what it was called. A tilde sounds good.
Yeah,
what's it for?
Now
what does it do?
I'm not really sure.
Have you ever heard of
you can use it in passwords? The what?
Interbang.
Is this like a North Carolina wrestling joke?
No, this is I went to a church. I went to a church one time, and I cannot tell you anything the pastor said except for he was using the example of this punctuation called an interbang. It looks like a exclamation point inside of a question mark.
It looks like an exclamation inside a question mark?
Yeah.
Was that before or after the snakes, Ray?
Here we go. No snakes. You can count on Ray not going to a church that has snakes.
Hold the snake in front of you, and it will determine whether or not you've sinned. Bullshit! I already know the answer to that. You could have just asked me.
Were their tongues going? Or you good?
No, I'm good. See, right here, boys.
An interrobang.
How do you do
also
that?
known as an interrobang.
That's not on my keyboard.
Unconventional question mark use various written languages intended to combine the functions of the question mark. I'm gonna start using that bastard.
Where are you going to use it?
So that's like
you got a question.
It's
like
an excited question.
Yeah, if you got a question, you're like, "What the fuck?" You could use that there.
Yeah, but I do that, and I just do exclamation, question, exclamation, or question, exclamation, question.
Well, then this cuts down on your spacing. You can just use one.
Yeah, but where's the? I don't have that on my keyboard.
Yeah, that's not up there, is it?
No, I have a tilde.
Yeah, where's the tilde at?
That's the top left of the one.
Escape, is that that's a squiggly?
Yeah, that looks like waves.
Yeah, it's above the diagonal comma looking thing.
What is that used for?
It's a backwards comma.
Backwards comma.
A tilde is?
A backwards comma. No, the thing under the tilde.
Oh, what do you use a backwards comma for?
Backwards. And I don't know.
I think they're just there for passwords, so that if you're one of those people like we are, where you need 16 passwords with 16 characters. I mean, just so you all saw the passwords that I sent over to you guys today. It's
why do you get? Oh, here we go. Now
all of our others are 16 character.
It's called a circumflex.
Of course he knows.
Of course he knows.
Exactly right.
He watched a documentary on punctuation. I mean, it's fucking blue, right? He's a savant.
How would you know? I tell you what, if he watches How It's Made, I'll give him his due. You guys watch How It's Made?
What do you mean? No. They make shows about him and what it's made. I mean, How It's Made.
Oh, God. How It's Made. I love How It's Made.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can watch it all day long.
I could too. Sundays from like 10 to noon to 1, I'll watch How It's Made.
That and Forged in Fire. I want to do some blacksmith. You have not seen Forged in Fire.
What is that, blacksmith?
Yeah, like knife maker.
Huh. No. Sounds interesting, though.
Look, this, he minored in literature.
Yeah.
And he is not lying. I mean, I guarantee you he did.
He is the perfect example of don't judge a book by its cover.
You damn right. No doubt about it. That boy, yeah. He's a hell of a diesel mechanic too. I mean, he works with me. He's a hell of a diesel mechanic. But you don't judge a book by its cover. I mean, he's a conversationalist, is what he is.
Did you see that Kevin corrected, and what he meant to ask was whether or not you submitted a porn resume pic anywhere this week? I don't know what we were talking about.
Did I say I was going to do porn last week?
I don't know.
Did you?
I don't know. I didn't rewatch it.
I don't know. See, that's the problem with these things is that now y'all know why I hated the pitch so much is because I'd be talking about something and it's a minute and a half, 2 minutes before anybody who's watching live hears what you said. And then when they respond, you're like, shit, I don't even remember what I was talking about.
I completely moved on from what it was. The answer to that question is no. I did not. Mostly because I've had this growth on my nose for about a week. But that's a separate story.
And exactly, I was trying to mention to Molly what that was and explain it the other night. And I know I just told her, I was like, he got some shit going on. I don't know.
All right. Look,
what is it?
What?
Is that the dog again?
No.
Must be your neighbor coming in through the garage. I'm not sure what's going on. This is podcast gold. We said we have a show about nothing. Boy, are we
right.
Yeah. All right. So about a week ago. So last Monday. So not this past Monday, but a Monday, a week from. Like
Monday week,
right? Whatever.
Monday week.
On Monday. Just go with that.
I started, my nose got sore. And sometimes, for me, like I'll get like a zit inside my nose or whatever. Well, about a year ago, I got this infection inside my nose, and it comes from either like pulling your nose hairs or you get some kind of wound inside your nose. Not that I'm digging for gold all the time, because I'm not. But I do pull nose hairs. I do. I got these crazy nose hairs that get long, and I pull them. So it turns out, and I learned this after the fact, but we all have staph. We all have staph, right? Everybody's heard of staph infection. We all have it. I didn't know that. Just learned it. And the number one place that it is inside your nose. We've got different kinds of staph inside your nose. So there's like, I don't know, like good staph and bad staph, and they kind of like cancel each other out.
Same thing at my office.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is STAPH. So anyway, so I'm learning all this from the dermatologist, and so I tell you all this to kind of tell you the story. So anyway, so this thing is sore. It's so sore on Monday. So I had from last year, I'd had this antibiotic topical cream called like Mucipirin or Musipir. I don't know.
It's easier if you just smell it.
Whatever it is. So I started putting that on. Well, it kind of started to get worse. And if you saw me last Thursday, my nose was like on fire. It was like beet red. And I was kind of self-conscious about it. I was looking at it. I was like, This isn't good. I was messing with the lighting, blah, 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 blah. So Saturday morning, I wake up and my nose has a heartbeat, right? Like it is going boom, 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 boom. And it is so painful. And I've got this little, like, kind of what started as kind of a whitehead, but then turned into a boil. Well, over the course of Saturday, this thing started getting gnarly. And so I did a telemed appointment, and the guy, you go to the doctor to try to kind of feel better. Like, hey, he's like, "Phew, yeah, that doesn't look good." It's like, we need to get some. I'm like, well, I'm putting the cream on it. He's like, yeah, you need to be on an oral antibiotic. I'm like, okay. So, see, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
this is what I'm talking about with Blue.
That we've got to get. I think you know what might be a good idea for the next couple of weeks that I may or may not be here, having Blue in as a guest.
I don't know if I can keep up.
He's going to use words like that. I'm still down here trying to pronounce this shit.
I didn't even try to pronounce it. It wasn't no. I struggle with nutrient.
Yeah.
No kidding. So anyway, he's like, yeah, we got to get this. So I called into CVS. Meanwhile, Jen is like, I told you should have called the doctor a few days ago, blah, blah, blah. So I start taking this thing. It gets worse. And so like by Sunday night, I'll spare everybody the details, but it was bad. It's oozing. It's just a bad deal. And so to the point where I was like, I can't go in public like this. I couldn't even wear a mask. It was so bad. And it hurt so much. So anyway, this is like way better than it looked 4 or 5 days ago.
And for you guys just listening, to describe, Brandon is trying out for Rudolph's position in Santa's reindeer.
Which is already a joke I've heard about 17
I figured it was.
I was getting
we
ready to say,
haven't
that's not
said
the
it
first
here.
time you heard of that.
Right? Yeah,
I would walk
but we
in,
haven't said it here, so that's what matters.
She'd be like, hey, Rudolph. Like, so, yeah, that's what.
So it just goes away then.
Yeah. So
now I'm a little worried because I've been trying to my beautician, I guess you would call her.
Huh?
I said my beautician. Yeah, I go to a beautician. I don't go to a barber.
What do you mean a beautician?
My beautician. I was going to say I'm a little worried now because like I get my eyebrows waxed because if not, I'd look like Chewbacca up there. I mean, it's pretty bad. And we have been discussing like actually doing the waxing the ears and the nose thing. Do
not wax your nose. Don't do it. They tell you not to.
I've seen it on video, like of people doing it, and it looks fucking painful.
No, man,
terrible.
Don't do it because if you do, and you have these little wounds, and the dermatologist told me on Tuesday when I went to my appointment, he said a wound in your nose is like an open door to staph.
So what do you do? Just not pluck your nose hairs anymore?
So this cream, So I purchased a cutter, but number one, and number two,
I can't, like it freaks me like that when you put like anything to my nose like that. I'm like,
I know,
I can't.
I was the same way. That's why I plucked them. But
see, I can do the nose. I can pull nose hairs, no problem. I can't take eye drops.
I'm with you. I can't do eye drops either.
You can hold me down and like try to keep my eyelids open, and by the time you go to drop that thing, I somehow get them so
like
I can't do it.
Jen wears contacts, and I'm like, I have no idea how you touch your eyeball.
No,
not a chance.
I can't do it.
I would wear glasses all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm the biggest baby in the world when it comes to my eyes. I was working at a body shop one time and got a piece of debris in my eye, and like debris. And Molly was working at Vet one time, so I went to her office to get it out. But it took like really 3. Look, we live in the country. We were just married. We were poor. You know, didn't afford the ER visit. So like three vet technicians held me down and got up my eyes. I was like a little bitch.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all.
No,
I can't do eyes.
No, you want to freak me out? Like I don't like needles either. Like I don't like, and I say that.
That's why I don't have any tattoos. I'm scared to death of them.
Yeah, I mean, I say that, but that's totally different than somebody jabbing a needle in your arm.
So this is the one I can't do. I can handle a shot. I can't do this, and I can't do this. This little IV thing.
That's the truest statement.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
From the beginning.
From the beginning, yeah. But she didn't know when she said in sickness and health, she didn't know that started like the day after.
Yeah. We've been doing that for 2 years already.
Here's the other part of this. So, look, I understand that this is not – and this looks much better than it used to. This thing was like – and it was oozing, and Jen, like, wouldn't even look at me. Like, she was like, don't kiss me. Don't come near me. I'm like, what's the problem? And the truth is she's right, because when she's sick, I'm like,
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
She's like, you won't kiss me? I'm like, no, I don't want to kiss you. Are you kidding me? No, get away from me.
Yeah.
And, me, if I've got an issue, I'm like, can you give me a hug or something? No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, can you hug me?
Isn't that amazing? I think that's a complete man thing, is when you're sick is the only time you really want to be touched at all. You're like,
I do.
I do a hug now. Like, I could use a hug now because I'm sick as fuck. Like, I'm tired from throwing up. Can I have a hug? She's like, hell no.
I think he's just looking up words now.
No, that's actually trypanophobia is a word. That's fear of needles. So if you look at Rage Broadheads, our Rage Broadheads number one selling broadhead is the Trypan. So and that's what it comes from. That's the only reason I know that is trypanophobia, because our one of our main products is a Trypan broadhead.
Look at you hitting them with some knowledge.
Exactly. See, I got that one, Blue. So now the other big ass words you've been throwing out there, I guess I gotta believe it, because that one's real. He might be quick as hell Googling shit, but I don't know. It's one or the other.
No, that's all in his head. I can tell you that right now.
Man,
which is scary.
You ever think that maybe all that's in our head? We just haven't gotten the pattern together to pull that shit out yet. Like
I do. I think
I'm probably that smart. I just can't fucking grasp it because I'm already thinking about something else. I couldn't even tell you what the first word he said was.
So I was watching History Channel the other night and I fell asleep on it. And at the middle of the night you start getting those weird ass shows with the guy with the weird hair talking about aliens.
Oh yeah.
Well, they were talking about geniuses throughout time that all of them had this same theory that there was like this cosmic record that all of them through meditation and different ways were able to tap into and pull off of each other. It's like we're all cosmically connected, and that the geniuses and the smart people, the Elon Musks of our time, are able to tap into this realm of knowledge and all this bullshit. I don't know. It's just weird. It was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I try to keep mine suppressed. That's why I think I get really, really smart when I'm drinking, because then I have a clear focus, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm a genius.
Do you think that's why I
ideas? You're a big sci-fi guy, aren't you, Ray? You like sci-fi?
I like sci-fi. I wouldn't call myself a big sci-fi guy, but I mean, yeah. I like sci-fi.
Don't take offense to it.
When I think of a big, I guess because when I think of a big sci-fi guy, it's a guy that dresses up like fucking Boba Fett and goes to Comic-Con.
Comic-Con? I've been to Comic-Con.
I've been to Comic-Con.
I went to. I tell you what, I went to.
Boba Fett is.
I went to one Comic-Con, and I'll tell you why I went. I went to Comic-Con in Shreveport because Tara Reid was going to Comic-Con. It was
back in the day.
Sharks and tornadoes.
No, it was like 4.5 years ago when
she was in Sharknado or
whatever.
I didn't watch that. I have never watched that.
So I didn't either. But I mean, I remember Tara Reid from Van Wilder.
American Pie.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like back in the days. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And so I went. So Jen was like, well, let's wait and go for the weekend. Well, I was like, well, what if she doesn't show up? I mean, Tara Reid's not exactly had the best track record of keeping it together. So I was like, well, she's going to be there today. So, well, let's just wait till Saturday. So I went anyway on my own and got a picture. And I mean, it's not the best picture. She was completely out of it. And truth be told, she did not show up the next day because who knows? Who knows why? It doesn't really matter.
Tara Reid.
I think we all know why, but I was really excited that I went. But Jen was really mad. She didn't talk to me for like a day because of that.
You went without her?
You went to First of all, I went to Comic-Con, which is not me. I'm not a Comic-Con guy. But I went to
Comic-Con. It's fun.
Well, I'm not. Okay. I mean, I'm not shocked you enjoyed Comic-Con.
Why do you say that? I mean, Comic-Con's fun. What's wrong with people to go to Comic-Con?
What did you go to Comic-Con for?
Because my kids were into. I mean, I grew up too. I mean, I was into comic books and that type of stuff.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with comic books. Did you go dressed as something?
No, but Kenzie did. She went as Harley Quinn, not the slutty Harley Quinn, because I wouldn't let her do that. So there's different variations of Harley Quinn. Like people only think
Harley Quinn. Isn't that Robbie? Isn't that girl who plays that name like Robbie something? Same chick from that Focus movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the picture. Hold on.
What's going on with divers?
The slutty Harley Quinn.
Yeah, not the slutty Harley
right.
Quinn. I want to do the slutty Harley Quinn. That's not cool. You can't do the slut. Where is it? I know you got it.
There's no judgment for you going to Comic-Con.
No, I mean it's fun. Like I enjoy like the comic books. I enjoy like meeting the artists. I mean, we've got original works from some of the guys that did the original like Harley Quinns and the Doom Patrol and stuff like that. It's fun. Kenzie was really into it. Here's one right here. Matter of fact, let me show you that one. So I made that costume for her.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's a Harley Quinn high school character too, and that's what this one's supposed to be. But of course, all the Harley Quinns want to take pictures with each other.
Nice.
Yeah. So she was really big in it. That's a buddy of mine, owns a local comic book store here in town. Cool dude. But so we did that. And then
did you make that hammer, or did you buy that hammer?
No, I made that sucker, brother.
That's sweet.
You want me to give you some step by steps? Look, I'm in my wife beater shirt and everything.
That's you making that.
Yeah.
You got your man boobs out there too.
Give you a little peek, divers. I know
I got them too. I got them too, bud. It's cool.
But no, we'd go to the Comic Cons because she was really big in. I mean, she still kind of does. I mean, this is Richard Case. He's one of the original artists of Doom Patrol, and he did some Harley Quinn stuff, and she got an original. He drew that for her specifically. She was a big collector. She's not into it as much now as she used to be, but it's cool. It's really cool to go see like the costumes and the people that you're talking about like the time and money they put into these costumes. I've seen Iron Man costumes where they walk out and the whole face shield goes.
So I didn't even know what I was getting into when I showed up for Tara. I was like, I'm just here for Tara Reid, and people are walking in some of the craziest garb I've ever seen in my life, and I'm like, okay, this is a thing. And I mean, it was wild. It really was. But I'm glad I went. I'm glad I did it. It was a little different than a gun and ammo show, but it was good. It's worth it.
Just a little bit. Then one of the coolest things I went to, I think, was Walker Stalker, which is the Walking Dead Comic-Con down in Georgia. Yeah,
you're gonna lose me there.
You don't like Walking Dead?
No.
Or you didn't? Yeah, it was pretty cool. Elizabeth met Norman Reedus. We got her. She got a picture with Norman Reedus. We met the dude that played. She knows him from Grand Theft Auto. The guy that I can't think of his damn name. The crazy one, the redneck guy. Anyway, but there was a bunch of cool people there, and people dressed up as zombies walking around. And the coolest thing about that though is where they shoot Walking Dead is only like an hour south of Atlanta. So you go down there, and like Norman Reedus has a restaurant down there.
Is it? I thought it was in Louisiana where they shot Walking Dead.
No, it's Georgia. I can't remember the name of the small town, but yeah, I can't find those pictures. I don't know where they're at, but
Blue is on top of me. It said he's got shit figured out. What is it, Margaret Robbie?
Yeah, Margaret Robbie. She was the.
It's Margot Robbie.
Margot, whatever. I don't know how to say her name. I just know. I didn't know who she was. Have you guys seen that Focus movie?
She's in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Yes, she is. You had to go back
all of her was in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, but you need to see Focus with Will Smith, where they're like they steal shit. Like I don't know, they run a ring of people like stealing stuff.
She's a pickpocket.
Yeah.
She's
unbelievable in that movie.
She's a pickpocket, and he like takes her under his wing, and then they start scamming people or some shit like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but oh my god, she's unbelievable. I saw that on a plane the first time and rented it like 652 times cents. I'm like, boring ass flight. I guess I watched that movie with a hot chick in it again.
Yeah, but Comic Cons have always fun. A cool thing about Comic Cons people don't realize either is a lot of times they have like the older wrestling guys come in. Like in Raleigh, they had Rey Mysterio Jr. and a couple of those guys. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yes, I do. I am a little bit of a nerd, if that was your question about it.
I'm not saying you're a nerd, dude. Look, I used to watch WWE. I was a huge Razor Ramon guy. Loved Razor Ramon.
Yeah, see, there's Elizabeth with Norman Reedus. And Steve, that's the guy there. Trevor, the guy that played him is Steve Ogg, I think it is.
Isn't that Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah. He's the voice.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah, he's the voice of Trevor in Grand Theft Auto.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but that's some pretty cool stuff there.
Huh.
Yeah. So.
And then there's
I tell you,
some family pictures.
Family pictures.
Out of everything, I got to be honest. If when NASCAR's not running, if we're going to talk about comic books, I might have to be sick on Thursdays. I'm not gonna lie to you. If we're going to talk about TV shows and comic books, I may have better shit to do.
We talk about what comes up, and it came up.
We're about to take a hiatus, so I mean, we might as well get it out.
Yeah.
Are we taking a hiatus?
I really think y'all need to get Blue in
He
here.
said we need to keep going.
I think.
All right, you want to keep going?
We probably need to talk about. We probably need to talk about that.
We have no plan. Just so everybody
knows. No plan. Yeah. So just as we've alluded to throughout the night, I've got some medical stuff I've got going on that I'm going into the hospital to take care of next Tuesday, and will be MIA for 2 to 4 weeks or so. So I don't know how that's going to turn out as far as me being able to be up here, but I would think you guys need to keep going. I mean, All
right. So our initial plan is for Andy and I to carry the torch. I mean, I think we're, I think we're entertaining enough characters to do it. But I think we might, nobody can fill the spot of Ray. I think we all know that. But we got to have some meetings of strategery. In terms of what we're going to do moving forward. So
I think the main thing is that we've also got to determine who's going to run this shit. Like, turn it on.
That's a problem.
Like, let's face facts. I mean, Ray did go live twice in the last 3-4 weeks now without ever going live.
No,
and we're all sitting here talking to our thing.
He did not go live.
Yeah. No, he forgot to click the live button after we all listened to the intro and got on and did this. But I think we're going to need somebody to do that.
Yeah.
So I think we can piece it all together. But I will say that Ray's the one with the password and all of that stuff for it. So, like,
I mean, you got the password too.
I do.
It's the same thing you use for 12-hour.
Oh yeah, I don't do that though. I don't know how that all happens.
You'll have to get Mikey just to sit back.
Yeah, get Mikey. He can sit back and do it, or Amanda can turn it on, or probably anybody else in the office. But I think
we get Amanda on. I think we put Amanda on next week.
You're gonna have to hire a sitter.
All right, how much are we talking? What's the going rate in Iowa? Can we just put him in the chicken cage?
To get up here with you guys and do it.
Oh, there we go. Elizabeth.
I know she would.
All she would do is talk crap to you about the Caps.
Yeah, you can pay me $200 and I'll.
Have you heard the latest on the NHL there, Divers?
July or January 13th?
13th is what they're looking for.
Saw that.
Yeah, I had this call with the Hurricanes the other day, and they were saying that January 13th, they're cutting the season short. I can't remember. I've got it written down somewhere. I can't remember how many games. They're going to end. It'll be over in July.
Yeah, they're basically shooting for 2020, 21, 22 to try to get back to normal.
They pretty much told us they're not even going to try to attempt to have fans.
Dude, I don't know if you saw, but the Nationals, which Monumental Sports kind of runs the Nationals, the Caps, because Leonis kind of owns that entity. They just laid off essentially the whole sales team for the Nationals. Yeah,
I haven't spoken to my rep at the Hurricanes in 7-8 months. Yeah. Just the one. They've got one guy, the VP of sales.
Yep.
And that's the only guy they got in the office now. He did say that they were hopefully going to be bringing him back Monday. My guy. But they laid off everybody. I mean, I know the girl that handled the activations and stuff, Maddie. I don't know if you met her that day you were there with.
I think I did. I think I remember her. Yeah.
Yeah, she was laid off. She's going. I saw she posted the other day. She's working at a farm bureau now. She's working as an agent or an agent trainee or something.
Yeah.
So it's just. I mean, it sucks. It's a lot of that hospitality and the entertainment industry's taking a huge hit, as you guys know. But it's good people, man, that got laid off. I mean, like my rep, man, that guy was number one. If I needed it, he got it taken care of. But yeah, so there's a lot of that stuff there. So they originally wanted to do the same thing for the season they did the playoffs. They wanted to do a bubble deal, they were going to have like 4 different cities, and the team owners and the players said no, there's no way we're doing that again. Luckily they'll be playing at hometowns and ice and stuff. But I mean, man, hockey just ain't the same on TV. I mean, I enjoy it. Watching hockey on TV is enjoyable. I like it, but it's nothing like being there.
I'll watch playoff hockey on TV with the excitement that I'll have at being at a regular season game on ice. You go to a playoff game live in hockey, that's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, and there's none better. I mean, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Canes fan and you're a Caps fan, but there's no better playoff hockey than Canes and Caps.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never been in PNC Arena in Raleigh when the Caps and the Canes are playing the next time we can, we will. But I mean, when you're in a place and it gets so loud that you can feel it, that the whole damn building starts vibrating. It's insane, man.
When the Cats won in 2018 during that playoff run, that's some of the most fun I think I've ever had at a live sporting event. I mean, it was nuts.
Andy looks entertained too, by the way.
We don't play hockey up in Iowa.
Oh, there's a lot of people play hockey in Iowa.
I know.
Things I never got into. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever been to a live hockey, like a professional hockey game?
I mean, we've got like I don't know, a farm team or something.
Yeah.
They have farm teams in hockey. So we've got one of those locally.
We need to get Andy to a legit NHL game.
Have you been to a UFC fight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it more intense than a UFC fight?
Yes.
What?
Think about a UFC fight, right?
I was there when McGregor. I'll say this though. I was there when McGregor fought with Mendez for the title.
Yeah,
and
but
there
how
was
much
like 350 freaking Americans, and the rest of the people were Irish, going crazy. But how much time have I what?
Like, think about this, right? How much downtime is there between matches, right?
Between fights?
No, between fights, between matches.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you get calmed down. Everybody takes a seat, kind of da 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 da. It ain't like that in hockey. Even during the intermissions, it's wild. I mean, it's a party. It's like you get. I mean, it's just insane, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like I'm a sports fan, but there's nothing like going to a live hockey game. Like,
so I don't really get hockey. Like, I don't understand the rules. It seems like every time somebody's on a fast break, for lack of a better term, they fucking blow the whistle and make them come back. I'm like, what the fuck? So the puck crossed before he crossed. Like, I don't get why that should matter.
Once you understand it, once you get it, and once you get into it, I'm telling you won't.
See, now I think that's where curling would be. If you're going to do something on ice, you should do curling. Because that's the thing we all stand a chance at. I think curling.
When's the last time you went to a curling match and two guys started fighting?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been to a curling match, but if the three of us were against another team in a curling match, I bet you we'd get in a fight.
You damn right we would, because I'd probably I'd be sliding down the damn thing. I mean,
exactly right. That's what I'm saying. And that's the thing about curling. You can all do it. If the three of us got on ice skates and went out and tried to fucking do a body check or something, one of us be going to the hospital by the end.
Let's start a damn curling team.
I'm up. I would do it in a heartbeat. We've been talking about it around here. I'd give anything to. I think it's an entertaining sport. Listen, the team that won in the Olympics was from Duluth, and they sit around and drink in a bar all night. That's called practice. Like, that's my sport.
Let's get some brooms and with those guys.
You can be the sweeper.
Yeah, I'll sweep.
I just want to run alongside the stone.
I want to be the captain that just stands there and goes, yeah. No. I'm like, fuck, you could have stopped earlier, saved that guy a bunch of energy.
See, that's what I don't
like. Curling. You get them little Korean girls yelling at each other. It's awesome.
Korean girls. Don't be talking about the Koreans. The BTS master over here.
Hey,
get them all upset.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. My bad.
He sends me messages every day trying to get our intro song changed to "Dynamite" by BTS.
Oh my gosh! You were going to change it, weren't you? Going to change our intro song?
I thought, yeah, I was, but
and while you're on break, we'll call it that. While you're having your medical stuff done, your brain's going to just be running around doing it anyway. Like, I've been listening to what's that podcast you got me into?
DBC.
The only podcast. Yes. They got all kinds of like badass music and clips going in and out. I have to go listen to one of ours afterwards. Like, do you cut it up or do you just pretty much plug it in and be like, yeah, fuck it, we're good to go?
I pretty much cut it. I pretty much put it up there, make sure the levels are decent.
No, season
we're all about raw.
I know. Yeah. I agree with the raw, but I'm looking up top. So season 1, episode 11, we ought to cut this thing at like episode 12, 13, 14, and then we go to season 2. And I think season 2, we should have some bits. We should have
we could do some bits.
Well, we talked about doing bits to start with, and then y'all were like, "Man, this is too regimented.
No.
This is too regimented."
It's going to come back to being blamed on me.
No, this was Andy's fault. Andy's like,
not true. I'm wrong for bits.
this is Andy's fault. Andy's like,
against this week where we spent like 2 hours and 13 minutes talking about NASCAR the whole time.
There was a lot of stuff to talk about.
It was a lot of stuff to talk about. I agree, but we should have like a bit.
We're talking about fucking curling right now.
I know, I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, we talked about comic books a few minutes ago. At least those guys aren't afraid to get on some ice. You get a Comic-Con, they put ice out there. One of them dumbasses have fallen their back.
If we get Tara Reid on our curling team, I'm in.
Perfect.
She's not going to make the matches. You already said that.
That's exactly right.
It doesn't matter. She's on the roster. She's on the roster, and that's all that matters. People will show up. Tara Reid's curling? Yeah, damn right she is. She's curling with the SGTB.
Hey, I tell you what. Ray's gone next week. Why don't we just announce that Tara Reid's going to be one of our guests? And then she didn't show up. Nobody would bat an eye about it.
We had Tara Reid lined up,
we'll just make some shit up to cover this.
Oh, that is amazing.
Crown Peach is good shit.
Crown Peach?
Yeah. Just remembered that. So anyway, what do you guys want to talk about for the last couple minutes here? How much longer are we on tonight?
I mean, it's always however long it lasts. I mean,
we're 125. I say we
should talk about racing. Is there anything we didn't talk about NASCAR at all tonight? And I don't want to break that cycle. So,
well, Fontana's gone. They took away Fontana, put it at the Daytona Road Course. So you got 3 weeks of Daytona again. Like it used to be 3 weeks.
Daytona, Miami, right?
Yeah. So it used to be 3 weeks of Daytona anyway, because they would be down there practicing for a week, and then you had the duels and all that jive leading up. But now you've got the duels, right? What it was the duels?
Clash, I think they call it now. I don't know what's going on right now.
What are we doing?
Why? I don't know what we're doing.
We're talking about going to Miami.
This is Diver's doing one of his bits. I've changed my mind. We don't need fucking bits in this show.
Yeah.
It was a teaser.
Oh my god. But no, so they made some changes to the schedule, took away Fontana, added the Daytona Road Course. What else is going on?
Riley Herbst's going to the 98. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, that
is he really?
Today. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
Riley Herbst to the 98. Yep. That's a done deal. Monster. So it'll be a Monster. He took Monster with him. Yeah. Monster Energy 98 car.
Yeah. So does he win races in that car?
No.
You don't think so?
No, Riley Herbst. I don't think he. Man, no.
Chase Briscoe can drive. Riley Herbst can drive. If you can't win a freaking race in the 18, if you can't win a race in the 18 car, I don't know, man. I mean,
you look at his teammates, right?
It doesn't matter.
I'm saying Brandon Jones won.
I know. Yeah.
Harrison's won.
I know.
He couldn't pull it off.
No reason you shouldn't win a race in the 18.
And here's my question on it, though, is and for people that don't listen or should be listening or whatever, we talk a lot about sponsorships and stuff like that. But, I mean, this proves the point that we've been talking about is that in some cases winning matters, but not in all cases. Because if we're all saying that he hasn't done shit all year and continues to not do that, he took a big sponsor with it.
I agree, but find me a race where he had a shot at winning.
So what's the draw to him and Monster? I mean,
why is he carrying that with him?
I don't know.
Does his dad own it?
I'm not sure. Good question.
I mean, there's something. I mean, there's a reason. There's got to be something going with that because yeah. Are you looking up to see if Riley Herbst's dad owns Monster?
I am. Well, the first, oddly enough,
is he like an?
Dude, here's what's weird. The picture of him on the wiki, he's in a NOS.
NOS Energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting in the fact that he's taking that sponsor with him. But I mean, so yeah, or maybe there just wasn't room in the Gibbs fleet for a multi-million-dollar sponsor.
Here's a little backstage insight for you. We start about NASCAR and people are dropping like flies.
Yeah, no shit. It's an hour and a half. Okay, yeah, let's not talk about NASCAR.
No.
Let's talk about boobs and see if we get them all back.
Boobs?
All we got to do is say penis, and Divers will lose control here for the next 5 minutes.
I'm a child. I don't know what you want me to say.
Now, I do want to share.
We need to ask our audience then.
Yeah, I do want to share this with you. This is I do not like Christmas music. Funny thing, right? So this past weekend, I went to a birthday party. We only had 10 people there because that's what Governor Cooper said we could have for my niece.
So you followed suit, huh?
Yeah. No. And, but so we're sitting there and, they're getting gifts or whatever. And they hand the gift to the little girl and they're like, look, just to let you know, that's your Christmas and birthday present. And I'm like, you better take that shit. And I was like, no, you can't do that. Anyway, so, my disdain for Christmas, but this is some Christmas music I can get down to. I thought you guys would enjoy this. Let's get that going here for you. This is some good stuff here, right here. This is good.
You go, Father.
Can you hear it, Divers?
This is the beard I tried to grow.
Yeah.
Was that before you didn't know how to? Yeah.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No, I can't hear it at all.
No, you can't hear it?
No.
I don't know if anybody listening can hear it, but the good news is nobody's listening.
Hold on a minute.
So that just got easier. Like the only chance we have is maybe Riley Herbst will listen to this.
There we go.
Christmas carols in hopes to get you into the holiday spirit.
You're going to love it. I know you are.
Going down the road in my Chevrolet, gotta get to a commode. A blowout's on the way.
Yeah.
Bubble guts, but cheeks squeeze real tight. Never eat at Taco Bell on a Christmas night. Oh, jingle bells, my truck smells like a bag of farts. Don't think I can get it clean, I'll just buy all new parts. Jingle bells, my truck smells like a bag of farts. Don't think I can get it clean, I'll just buy all new parts. I got to a commode, 2 stalls were side by side. The stranger to my left smelled like he had died. I looked down for a roll, but none was to be found. I had to improvise, and now my socks are brown. Oh, jingle bells, my truck smells like a bag of farts.
This was Ray's wrestling partner.
Get it clean, I just my truck smells like a bag of farts.
I don't think he could have found a smaller shirt.
Clean, I'll just buy all the parts.
I am jealous of that beard, though.
Oh, that's a magnificent
back
beard.
on the road.
Yeah, it is a good beard.
That's a good beard.
When I hit that
My beard would be like that if
so
it wasn't so
Mr.
white.
Santa Claus, look into your heart. Give me a new pair of jeans, cause mine are full of shark. Oh, jingle bells, my truck smells like a bag of farts.
No ads. Damn it.
Oh boy.
We're done now. No ads. Why can't it ruin a damn bit? Anyway.
I think we should do a show where we just go through Ray's Facebook page or his Google just to see what ads pop up so we know what he's shopping for.
Actually, yeah, I'm in for that.
Yeah, I think that would be super entertaining.
Yeah.
Just to see what's going on.
Yeah, a look into Ray's life.
Yeah. Right now it's showing me Liquid IV ads. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be showing me liquor here shortly too, because I've been doing a lot of searching on that today.
Oh yeah, yeah, just filling a few things up for the day.
So,
Oh boy, what else do you want to cover? That it?
I think that's about it, boys. Yeah.
We're gonna work on it. We'll come up with some topics. Maybe that's what we'll do in post show.
Why? I mean, we've done an hour and a half of some pretty good talking, and
Yeah, we've had some fun talking about stuff. I do like that. So when I'm walking in the morning, I've been listening to all the old episodes. So it's fun to hear those guys talk about. Like I'm in a point where they're talking about how it's guaranteed that Kevin Harvick's making the playoff and all that shit that went away. So it's really fun to listen to that like 8 weeks after.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I'm sorry, because Andy's some kind of freaking NASCAR genius all of a sudden.
Me?
Yeah, you.
When am I a NASCAR genius?
Are you? I thought you were making fun of us, weren't you?
No.
What?
What are you talking about?
Who are you talking about?
On DBC, I've been listening to Door Bumper Clear. And so
okay.
I'm listening like 8 weeks ago, so I'm still catching up to the end of the season where they're all talking about the fact that, that everybody knows Kevin Harvick's in. And so it's just funny to hear that because that's what everybody was saying. That it's going to take an act of God. Well, it's 2020.
I talked to Rod yesterday, by the way.
Oh,
and,
did you?
He's like, how you doing, Brian? Like, I'm good, man. He's like, how's Andy? How's Andy and Ray? Like, they're good, man. I said, Andy's little he's a little richer because of you. Man, I'm gonna tell you, damn Kevin Harvick, well, he was robbed. He was robbed.
Rob.
It was raining that day in Texas.
He was gonna win the championship till he got Brent. You know when he lost the championship, Brent. You know when he got up in the rain there at Texas. He was going to win by at least six seconds.
And Andy stole my soul.
Yeah, dude. I've never seen a man watch a guy run into the wall and have to walk outside and smoke a cigarette with a tear in his eye. I've never seen that in my life.
No. I mean, that's the great part about NASCAR, though. Them fans
he looked like a defeated man.
I was like, "Hey, Rod, you okay?"
Another man could have walked in there, took his wife away from him, and he would not have had the reaction that he had. Kevin Harvick hit that wall.
Brandon, I just need you to give me one. Okay, all right, that's fine. Give me a minute, man. You okay?
And
yeah.
Like I felt bad. I'm like, man, I took $20 off this guy. That's the reason. And then I realized that he's just in love with Kevin Harvick.
Oh, you didn't only take $20 off of him. The man was dejected. He was dejected.
He was hurt. I was
instantly taking the clothes off his back.
He was in a bad place, and you didn't let the car get pieing before you walked over and goes, he smacked the wall. I was like, I was waiting for Rod to turn around and punch your ass. I really
would have been hilarious.
Because a man
he's too nice to do it. He wouldn't do it.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, you make a bet. When you make a bet with someone, if you don't expect shit talking when it's not going your way, you should make the bet. Like that's it. The $20 isn't what mattered. What mattered is I won, and that's the most important part for me.
And he paid you via Western Union.
He did. Yeah, I think so. I don't even know how he paid, but he certainly paid. I was like, dude, I ain't even worried about it.
Because he doesn't know. I was like, Rod, you got PayPal? Brandon, what's a PayPal?
Yeah. Well, shit, that sounds like me with y'all in Cash App. Cash App. Why do I need a Cash App?
Speaking of which, from our NASCAR league, you do need to run those numbers so I can pay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we got to get. Yeah, I
want to get that taken care of because we look like bitches right now.
We do look like
that's just not fun. I don't like. Unlike some people here, like the first time I'm not paying my losses is because you're not giving me the numbers.
Ooh.
So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
All right.
What do we got here?
Ooh, that looks sexy. That's the 2021 Craftsman truck for Christopher Bell.
Wow, it is nice.
Yeah, it looks.
That is a good looking car.
Yeah.
Is it parked in a barn?
Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah.
It's nice. Nice. Good. All right. Well, I'm good. Anyway, what I was saying was Door Bumper Clear has like their spot on, spot off. They have their mean tweets, which, nobody's watching this. Nobody's talking about this. So we're not getting tweets yet. And I don't have Twitter. But we could have say something stupid as shit on Facebook. We'll talk about it on the show segment.
We're like 10% there. So.
Yeah. 10%.
We like to start slow and then taper off.
Well, I was just looking at that. I tell you what, guys, I'll set some stuff up, and by the time Ray is back, me and Brandon will carry it through. So, Brandon, here's the deal: it's gonna be me and you now. So I'll make sure we get some likes going on this. We'll be like, yeah, we're at 88 likes. Let's bitch up to 1,000, and then be like, look what happened, Ray.
Yeah.
You just need to sit there and push.
Everything was fine until Ray showed back up.
Yeah, you'll spend $5,000 in digital advertising to get it done.
Hey, I'm about winning. It ain't about what it costs to win.
Look, our boy Jeb He done shot him a doe tonight.
Did he really?
Yeah, he said about 35 minutes ago. Shot a doe, doing some herd management. Sounds like he took a shitty shot if he's got to track it.
I mean, you got to track it.
I'm good.
He ain't shooting no rage broadhead. That son bitch should be pouring out. You walk by look like a semi with butchered chickens in the back.
I'd be surprised if he's shooting a broadhead. It's gun season there in Virginia.
Oh, yeah. With all that orange on. Seems to
say, shit.
Oh, he smoked her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he had a good shot. It's hard to run without your lungs.
That's true. True.
What is that?
Jeb? Hold on a minute. Did Jeb? Oh, yeah, Jeb got a doe. Okay, meat in the freezer. I thought Brandy might have caught it.
Oh, there's the pitch.
Oh, shit. I didn't even.
Yeah, we don't want to see that shit.
Oh, yeah.
No, we ain't watching that shit. Ain't nobody care about that.
He can't get
I hate watching myself.
That's work. This is a non-work event.
Yeah. Good deal.
All right, folks.
All right, everybody.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. We enjoyed it. Thank you again for joining us on this wonderful Thursday night. I won't see you here for a while, but we'll keep you updated on what's going on with the show and who's going to be here and what time.
Andy and I got it.
Yeah,
we got it covered. We may have to call you on how to turn it on, but we'll get there.
Yeah,
we figure it'll take you twice to explain it.
Yeah, it's probably gonna take a hell of a lot more than twice with the drugs they're gonna have me on. So.
It's gonna be good. Well, good luck, buddy. We'll be praying for you, hoping everything goes good. We'll be keeping in touch.
All's gonna be good. All right, guys. Thank y'all. We'll see you later.